Hi, welcome to the Trade Game channel. This is Daniel. It's February the 3rd, and we are going to talk about trading cryptocurrency, specifically technical analysis for Bitcoin and a few of the other coins. Um, really, what I expect to happen with Bitcoin is pretty much laid out here. I have left shoulder, head, right shoulder, and really, I don't know if this really is the most appropriate alley. I probably could do something like that, and it would actually be better, but it's fine. In terms of the graphics, I expect that I kind of have a feeling that we're gonna need to dip further down into this area before we have price exploration up to somewhere else. I think we're going to get down into um, the 80s again at some point um, before the market's satisfied, before everybody's uh, had enough. Still, the market's had enough consolidation. Or at least that's sort of my general feeling about Bitcoin and the market here. Um, But let's talk about some of the other ones. So Ethereum, we had proposed. It looks like goodness. Oh no, long on Ethereum, or was this a grid bot that I was setting up? No, this is probably a grid bot I was setting up. It's like yeah, I think that I was speculatively saying I might set up a grid bot for. So I didn't label it, so kind of true. Um, I think that I was just sort of playing around with this on the hourly. So what do I have to say about Ethereum? Really, Ethereum's been trading in a downward channel. I don't have, and well, yeah, it's kind of done a really interesting thing. It's come down here and just touched this historical level that we have marked out, um, and then come all the way back up. So we had a tremendous dip in price and then tremendous recovery in the same day. Um, and now it's kind of ranging down a little bit. So this is a pretty strong bullish indication here, but it also wow, it's really interesting how far that went down. Um, the fact that it went down that far though is sort of interesting. So this may give us at least, or it may give us sort of a range or a scope of how much further down Ethereum may be going here. I'm wondering how I set this up earlier because I must have been doing this on the hourly or some. Oop, yeah. Um, yes, that's much more like. But then I've looked at this for a few hours. And it's probably proposing start along. Start along right there. Um, okay. Uh, so we went all the way down to there, and then we went back up. We're gonna have some liquidity. We're gonna want to need to satisfy down here. So this is probably gonna want to retrace down a little bit to fill in those value gaps, at least down to here, I would think. But then after that, we just had a big. Well, I mean on the hourly, that's a red. That's a really big red candle. But you got to remember that these are selling motions down, and then this one is, and then it pushed all the way back up. indicating big rebound in buying pressure, which is kind of see here, and then a test of whether or not the selling pressure can take over. We have support from buyers, and so on the hourly, this does have a nice look to it, but it has some liquidity it needs to fill in. And apparently, it looks like said that that might be a good place to start a bot. I was probably thinking about starting a bot because I've been talking about starting a higher leverage bot, maybe 10 or 25 or 30 leverage on Ethereum the other day. But I didn't actually set one up, so that's a bit of a bummer because it wouldn't be doing too terribly bad right now if I had. All right, well, so to me, it looks like there's a fair value gap kind of around there, which I think is pretty close to where I had this originally anyway. And then we'd be stop lossing out a little bit below this low on the hourly candle. Like if it swings down and gets below this low, that will be kind of a trend down, independent of this candle right here. So we'll kind of want to be out of the trade at that level. And then, hey, where's my trouble with touch screens? You can kind of accidentally move things. Here we go. Hey, okay, risk reward ratio is totally fine the way we are here. And so if we were to enter into a long rate about that spot, or start a bot going long, could pretty reasonably set a take profit up here. And of course, if it continues up, then that's wonderful. Yeah, so that wouldn't be a bad long for Ethereum, assuming you think that it's going to continue to go up in value overall. But also, this is keeping in mind that I do at least think that the market as a whole, which remember tends to follow Bitcoin, may be kind of on its way down to sort of challenge these cheaper areas here. So going into longs, it kind of is a little interesting sometimes. But we are in an overall bull market, so longs is what we're doing. Yeah. Okay. So that's I guess that's Ethereum. This has been this is the Trade Game channel. This is Daniel. It's February the 3rd, and we've been talking about trading Ethereum. Specifically, I've got a setup here for a long. If you're interested in doing such a thing, that I'm gonna see. We'll see if this plays out over the next couple of days. Here's the entry price, the take profit level, and the stop loss level. And yeah. So we'll see if this catches it. Given that this is a bullish candle, this is assuming that we are going to reverse price fairly soon. Now, another way to approach a trade like this would be, here, let me set up another one, because these are trades I actually kind of like. would be to set up a trade and say, here, let's enter here. If it breaks above, at the very least, if it breaks above this candle, then we enter our trade. And do that. Maybe set a stop loss more like this. And the reason I kind of like setting up, I prefer to set up along like this. I'll tell you, oh Lord. No, okay, we don't even have to go up that high to get a good risk reward ratio, actually. Yeah, this thing doesn't even have to overtake this relatively local high before we can get it. So, I mean, we can set our take profit kind of like around here, like a little bit below this recent swing high. And still have a very good risk to reward ratio, and you can just set your stop loss right here at that price, and if it keeps going up, it keeps going up. If it goes down, you just take profit, pretty easily. But the reason I was saying, there's a reason that I kind of like this approach to setting up a long trading, is that you're setting a trigger in the direction that you actually think it's going to go. So what this means is that if the price action just continues to crash from here, we won't have entered the trade, and so we won't lose. We won't have any issues. If the price action goes sideways or kind of comes up and then crashes and ultimately continues to be bearish, we never entered the trade, so we don't lose the trade. The only way we're entering a trade, if we're going to do it this way, is if the price action actually does rebound up, and it may go up and range upwards up to here and fill in some of this fair value gap kind of area. In fact, it's not unlikely that it will do that, and then go down. But at least some of the things that could happen would just involve us not losing any money. Whereas if we set it down here, I mean, if the price continues in its bearish movement, which given that we have been going down for a little while here, it might. Or it might at least continue kind of down further like this, and then find a more, but it might come down and kind of like fill in some of this area here a little bit, and then go back up, which would stop loss us out. It's entirely possible that this thing might want to come down and do equal lows. Although it may go up a little bit and then come down and do equal lows. You don't really know. The point is, the price has to at least be going up for us to enter the trade this way. And so if it just keeps going down, or if it doesn't really, if it doesn't really find enough buying support, or it hits too much selling pressure and goes down, we will have not entered the trade, and we won't be at risk of losing money. Whereas setting our buying point down here, you can certainly still miss the trade if you set it down at a lower point, and it's tedious. But if the trend here continues down, really, then like the overall bigger trend the macro scale might continue much further down than you think it's going to. I don't know. I would rather not try to catch the exact bottom of a dip. I'd much rather something kind of a little bit higher above where the price action is, and try to catch it as it's coming out of the dip. But then try to get the exact bottom. It just seems like a much safer proposition to me. Anyway, so let's leave our setup as it is. Entry price 2,935. Take profit level 3,371, and stop loss of 2,715. It's going to be our sort of like just for fun, just to see how it goes. Maybe put a dollar on it. Play on Ethereum for the next couple of days. All right, this is the Trade Game channel. I'm Daniel. It's February 3rd, and we've been talking about trading Ethereum. Thank you for watching and listening. Please like and subscribe. Help us grow our community. God be with you. Please be good to one another. I'll talk to you later.